The mood in Tehran is tense. The country is only just coming back to life. People cautiously returning to the streets. Last month, hundreds of thousands of anti-government demonstrators tried to overthrow the Islamic government that has ruled Iran since 1979. But the protests were violently suppressed. The Iranian government claims it faced an armed rebellion fomented by U.S. and Israeli intelligence. The government says 3,117 people were killed, including hundreds of security forces. Activists and human rights groups say the death toll is twice as high, at least. We were allowed into Iran during what remains a very sensitive time. The government apparently eager to show it has regained control. The director of Tehran's biggest hospital says doctors were flooded with injured security forces and protesters. What kind of injuries did they mostly have, the patients who were brought here? We dealt with everything, he said. Some of our injured patients had gunshot wounds. Others had trauma caused by crowding and traffic accidents. We also had stab wounds. We saw all types of trauma, he said. This week is also a religious holiday in Iran, a Shia Muslim country. We attended a festival organized to celebrate the birth of a Shia savior, who the faithful believe will return one day to bring salvation. This event is also a show of national unity. People are carrying Iranian flags as well as pictures of Iran's supreme leader. This government still does have its supporters. But for all the public displays of solidarity with the government, Iran badly needs a deal with the U.S. The economy is in dire straits. The local currency is unstable and nearly impossible to exchange abroad. There's deep resentment because of rising prices and international isolation. So what's on the table for the upcoming U.S.-Iran negotiations? First of all, Iran's nuclear program. Last summer, during the 12-day war, the U.S. attacked Iran's enrichment facilities and killed scientists and top military officials. A major setback for Iran's nuclear program, which the government insists is needed to produce energy and medicine. But around 900 pounds of enriched uranium remain unaccounted for after the 12-day war. Washington wants to know where it is and for Iran to hand it over. Iran has been ambiguous about the material, but an Iranian official told NBC News the government would consider moving it to Russia as part of a deal. Also under discussion, missiles. Iran used them several times against Israel last year in response to Israeli assassinations and attacks against Iranian officials. The U.S. and Israel want Iran to limit the range of its missiles. That is contentious in Iran, but a second Iranian official tells us the country is willing to commit to making sure its missiles can't be fitted with nuclear weapons. In exchange for a deal, Iran wants out of its economic isolation, for sanctions to be lifted, and for the frequent American and Israeli threats of attack to stop. Iranian officials tell me if the negotiations remain focused on Iran's nuclear program, they believe they can get them over the line. But they worry that Washington will continue to add demands and broaden the scope of the talks, and then blame Iran, or perhaps even attack this country, for refusing to accept the deal.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.